Week 7, Digital Economy and Global Trade. Introduction, the rise of the digital economy. The 21st century global economy is undergoing a structural transformation from an industrial economy to a digital economy. The digital economy refers to a new economic paradigm built upon information technologies, such as data, networks, platforms, and artificial intelligence (AI). This transformation goes beyond mere technological innovation and fundamentally reshapes the structure of international trade, the distribution of power among states, and the nature of global governance. Traditional international trade was primarily centered on the exchange of physical goods, where transportation costs, tariffs, and logistics infrastructure played key roles. In contrast, the digital economy emphasizes data and services as the primary objects of exchange, reducing the relative importance of national borders. The expansion of cloud computing, e-commerce, and digital platforms has significantly lowered transaction costs and enabled individuals and firms to participate directly in global markets. This shift also affects the core concept of power in international relations. Whereas military capability and industrial production once defined national power, today control over data, algorithms, and digital infrastructure has emerged as a new source of power. Therefore, the digital economy must be understood not only as an economic phenomenon, but also as a central domain of international political competition and cooperation. B. The structure of the digital economy. The structure of the digital economy consists of three key components: data, platforms, and digital infrastructure. First, data is the fundamental resource of the digital economy. Often described as the oil of the 21st century, data holds immense economic value and is essential for the development of AI and algorithms. Both firms and states enhance their competitiveness through the ability to collect, analyze, and utilize data. The accumulation of data strengthens network effects, thereby reinforcing market dominance. Second, platforms represent the core organizational form of the digital economy. Platforms act as intermediaries connecting producers and consumers, and possess the capacity to scale rapidly in global markets. For instance, Amazon, Alibaba Group, and Google exert significant influence in the global economy through platform-based models. These companies function not merely as economic actors, but as transnational centers of power. Third, digital infrastructure, including data centers, submarine cables, and 5G networks, provides the physical foundation of the digital economy. It has become a central element of interstate competition, particularly in relation to the semiconductor industry. This explains why technological competition increasingly overlaps with national security concerns. C. Digital trade and the transformation of global commerce. The digital economy is fundamentally transforming the nature of international trade. As the global economy shifts from goods-based trade to digital trade, three major changes can be observed. First, there is a significant expansion of trade in services. Advances in digital technology allow services such as finance, education, healthcare, and entertainment to be delivered across borders through online platforms. This has substantially increased the share of services in global trade and restructured the global economic system. Second, e-commerce has experienced rapid growth. Individuals and small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, can now directly access global markets, lowering barriers to entry. This development promotes economic inclusivity, while simultaneously disrupting traditional industrial structures. Third, global supply chains are becoming increasingly digitalized. Digital technologies integrate production, logistics, and distribution processes, thereby enhancing efficiency. Smart factories, automation systems, and real-time data analytics contribute to more complex and sophisticated global supply networks. These transformations also affect the rules and institutions governing international trade. Existing trade regimes were designed around physical goods and therefore struggle to fully accommodate the realities of digital trade. D. Governance of digital trade. The expansion of digital trade raises new challenges for global governance, particularly in areas such as data flows, privacy protection, digital taxation, and platform regulation. First, regulation of cross-border data flows has become a major issue. Some states have adopted data localization policies that restrict the transfer of data across national borders. While such measures aim to protect national security and personal data, they may also hinder global trade. Second, the issue of data privacy has gained prominence. A notable example is the General Data Protection Regulation, which has significantly influenced how global firms handle personal data. This demonstrates how regulatory frameworks can evolve into global standards. Third, digital taxation has emerged as a critical concern. Global platform companies generate revenues across multiple jurisdictions, while minimizing tax obligations. In response, the international community has begun to explore new taxation frameworks. Fourth, international organizations play a role in shaping digital trade governance. The World Trade Organization has initiated discussions on digital trade rules, but progress remains limited due to conflicting interests among member states. This highlights the limitations of multilateralism in the digital age. Power, inequality, and the digital divide. While the digital economy creates new opportunities, it also has the potential to exacerbate inequality. The digital divide between countries and regions has become a critical issue. Developed countries maintain advantages in technology, capital, and infrastructure, enabling them to dominate the digital economy. In contrast, developing countries often face difficulties in accessing these resources, which can deepen global economic imbalances and create new forms of dependency. Moreover, the platform economy tends to reinforce market concentration. A small number of global firms dominate the market, limiting competition and potentially weakening state regulatory capacity. This issue extends beyond economics into the political domain. Conclusion. The future of digital trade and the global order. The convergence of the digital economy and global trade signifies a structural transformation of the international order. Data, platforms, and technology have become new sources of power, reshaping patterns of competition and cooperation among states. Digital trade is expected to expand further, necessitating new rules and institutions. However, differences in national interests are likely to lead to fragmented global governance. This may result in the emergence of digital fragmentation, or even a tech Cold War. In conclusion, the digital economy is not merely an economic phenomenon, but a central variable in understanding international politics and global governance. Accordingly, the study of international relations must develop new analytical frameworks that integrate technology and economics